Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Gooner, and also welcome to all the viewers on the Arsenal FC fans page. So, good evening. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. And we are here to review Fulham v Arsenal, which I think we can all agree was a fantastic game yesterday. I have with me this evening Nitesh. How are you doing, Nitesh?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I was just on a call and I just paused it for a few seconds and I'll just conclude it. And yes, it was a great win and I'm very happy to be on the channel again, on the page. And yes, big up the Arsenal. We got the 3 points. And unfortunately or fortunately, we are right there in the top for other fans like Liverpool fans and other clubs fans. So let's see how the season goes now. I think positive start. Let's build on it.
Yeah, and bringing the neutral angle to things is John. How are you, John?
I'm all right. As good as it can be after taking a Bielsa ball to the nuts, but we're still here. We got the win, so happy days. But looking forward to this show.
Yeah, and you guys did just touching on that Liverpool game. You guys actually were pretty good going forward, but defensively you were all over the place. You kind of went to Arsenal's school of defending yesterday.
Yeah,
and Van Dijk was awful yesterday. I know he scored a goal, but he was he made a massive error.
yeah. Van Dijk was a bit way too lackadaisical. Kind of reminded me of that Arsenal game again, but. Yeah, hopefully we see some improvement. I think people are blowing up. It's just the first game of the season. I think we need to let it settle. If after a few more games, if they're still acting like clowns, well, things will have to be done.
Yeah.
Call Saliba Arsenal's Van Dijk, and then Van Dijk's become shit all of a sudden.
Yeah. Do you know what though? It's so hard to keep momentum. You know, you guys pretty much broke every record last season, and it's pretty hard to keep that momentum going with everything that's gone on, and especially it takes something special to to keep that going. But listen, it's only one game. It's only one game, and hopefully you guys, it'd be interesting to see how you guys progress and stuff, because like I say, the game was an entertaining game, but from a footballing point of view, it was actually a dreadful game because none of the two, even Leeds were crap defensively.
Yeah.
So, Leeds were awful defensively, and so were Liverpool.
Yeah, the school of defending people definitely don't watch that game. Like you won't learn anything. I mean, but at least like we say, good game for the neutral, lots of goals. Salah back on form, putting all the doubters wrong again. Last one top bins. Love to see it, but it's a difficult one with that, because as you know, football fans lose their rag over anything nowadays. So
big up to everybody in the chat. I'm just Taib says the blind gooner is a late gooner. Do you know what it is? Blame Nitesh. Had to wait for Nitesh. No, it's all good. We're only a few minutes late, and it keeps you guys on your toes. But yeah, listen, let's get into talking about Fulham v Arsenal, because there was a lot of surprising performances, shall we say, in that game. So 3 players that you could probably highlight was Gabriel, Willian, and potentially El Neni. So, what did you make of those performances, Nitesh? Let's start with Gabriel's.
You're muted, Nitesh, if you don't know that.
Yeah, I think Gabriel was good. I think he was good, but for some reason the fans overhyped him a bit. I feel it is one game. It is his first game, and he started off kind of slow. So yes, one good performance, but doesn't mean that the world is at his feet. Give him some time. Yes, he got the man of the match, but that had more to do with the goal that he scored. If he didn't score that goal, he would have had an average rating. So I think he did well. He looked solid after the first initial minutes, but I think Fulham was crap. Fulham didn't score a goal at all. If it was any
Nitesh, didn't he nearly give a goal away? Leno had to bail him out, right? I think.
at the start, that was at the start.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that if it was not a crap team like Fulham, they could have at least scored one goal. He had a good performance, but I think somewhere the fans need to calm down. One game done, let him do it 2, 3, 4 games, and then start praising him as much as you want. Good game, one game, let it go on. Same thing with Willian, but with respect to Willian, this is just the only reason I called him out and said that he did very well is because of the fan club that was saying that Willian is over, Willian is finished, Willian is dead, what a terrible signing, and all those things. So for those guys, it was time to shut up. But the overall thing is that it's just one game. Even Lacazette scored. So does that mean that Lacazette is back in form and back on fire? Not, we don't know yet. Need some time. With respect to El Neni, I think there are going to be two combinations now. One, when Arteta wants to attack a bit more from midfield, he's going to play Ceballos. When he wants to tighten the defense and tighten the midfield, he will play El Neni, because El Neni cannot create too much great football up front. He can't create too many great chances, so he's going to be the more compact kind of player and staying at the back with Xhaka. So that is one strategy when you want to defend and when you don't want to attack too much, and that can help when you want to hold on to a lead. The other one can be when you want to push forward. That is when Dani Ceballos will be the one to play alongside Xhaka. So these are two combinations that can be played if suppose Thomas Partey and OR are not signed. So overall, yesterday El Neni, I think he's not the correct option to start games, because at the start you want to push for scoring goals. But once we have a lead of maybe say 2 goals, I think El Neni can be introduced in games.
Yeah, I agree with you with the situation about Gabriel. You know, I think for a debut, he had a brilliant debut. He had a fantastic debut. But we do have to be cautious because Arsenal fans are the worst fan base in society, and I am going to upset a lot of people by saying that, but we are. You know, we do have a lot of idiots in this fan base, and the reason I say that is because this week Gabriel, he's brilliant, he had a great debut. The next week, if he has a shit performance, is we shouldn't have signed him, we should bin him, we should do this, we should do that, and that's the way our fan base rolls. So we've got to be cautious with this kid. Remember, he's still only young. He's adapting to the Premier League, and he was brilliant. He was fantastic. Also, as well, we do have to factor in that we were playing against Fulham, and Fulham were like a limp dick yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't offer us any threat whatsoever, and we know that there's going to be bigger tests than Fulham, and we have to be cautious. We have to be careful with hyping these players up. Yes, praise a good performance. Praise, a good debut. But listen, we have to wait and see if he can do it week in, week out. But the early signs are good. The early signs are good. And yeah, listen, like I say, even next week, we've got West Ham next week. And again, it's another poor test. Really, we're not really going to be tested in that game, are we? Let's be honest. West Ham were shit yesterday, absolute shite. So it's going to be another. Not really, can't really judge them on games like that. But on the other hand, you can only beat what's in front of you. So, and in regards to Willian, I thought Willian had a fantastic game yesterday. Listen, some people are arguing whether it was 2 assists or 3 assists. I did see the stats from Opta, and Opta are putting it down as 2 assists. So it's I don't think they're giving Willian that 3rd assist.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that the Premier League put it as 2 assists, but I think FPL put it as 3 assists. So, I mean, I'm assuming the assist he's not getting is the one that he took the shot at the keeper, right? Is that the one, or is it another one?
No, it must be the Aubameyang one, the goal where Aubameyang scored maybe on his own. That could be the one.
Yeah, that could be it as well. You're right. Well, he did like a crossfield ball, right, and then Aubameyang went into the box and scored. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
That could be the one.
So I wanted to ask you guys that, and Nitesh especially, because it's. Do you think who having watching the game yesterday, who was the standout performer for Arsenal in that game?
There were quite a few standout performers, but if you're asking me whom did I pick for man of the match, I picked Willian.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that actually, because Willian was outstanding, and it took me by surprise really, because he was decent. I've seen him put in decent performances for Chelsea.
Yeah.
But is it just me? And again, without getting too overhyped, because it is just one game, but is it just me, or does the Arsenal style of play suit his style better than what it did at Chelsea? Now, obviously, it's only one game, and we have to bear in mind that it's only 90 minutes. So, we have to wait and see over the course of a season whether that's true. But my early gut feeling, and having watched I watched highlights, and I even sat down earlier and watched the whole entire game back because I was bored. So and it just seems to me that Arsenal's style of play seems to suit him better. I don't know what you guys think on that. And any of you can jump in with your thoughts on that.
Yeah, John, you were saying something.
Yeah. So if we I did feel that I was very impressed with Willian's performance, and I think one of the things I've watched him at Chelsea, it didn't feel like he was as free as he was when he played his first game there for Arsenal. But like you said, Daniel, I think it's a bit early to say like he fits the style. Maybe if we keep seeing it happen or game after game, I definitely could see that being a possibility for sure. But I mean, promising signs. He's definitely got the feet on him for a pass. That's for sure.
Yep. See, the thing with Willian is a lot of stupid Chelsea fans are saying online that Willian was a Chelsea reject. In fact, Willian rejected Chelsea's offer and came to Arsenal. So first of all, Chelsea fans need to come out of their shell and actually get the facts right. Secondly, what the case is, the second thing to talk about that is with respect to that Willian was playing well for them, and he was in their first team till he got injured. He played most of the season last season. He got good numbers. So he is a good player. And now coming to Arsenal, he can add those 10 goals and 10 assists, which are whatever. which are more than enough for us. If he adds the 10 goals and 10 assists to Lacazette's and Aubameyang's contribution, and we combine it to like total of 40, 50, 100 goals, it gets the tally becomes 100 goals at the end of the season, which we were unable to touch in the previous season. We will be more than happy. So that is the thing. And what another thing to add is he will also add to the creative side of things and create goals for people like Aubameyang and Lacazette. If he's played in the midfield, if he's not played on the wing and Pepe is played there, or Martinelli or Saka is played there, he can also play from the center of midfield where he was used to carrying the ball for Chelsea. Kovacic was another player who did it, and Willian was the one who converted and transitioned from defense to attack. So he can do that as Arsenal as well and also play in the midfield. So we have gotten ourselves a great player, and this guy can do some good stuff.
Sorry, if you guys are wondering why I'm laughing, it's because Liam Damon's comment. He just said, "In Jose, we trust." And I tell you what, if you trust it, I tell you what, Spurs today were absolutely comical. They were absolutely dreadful. And yeah, good luck to you, Liam, as a Spurs fan, because you're going to need it this season. You're gonna need all the luck in the world, because I watched that game, and yeah, you lot were absolutely awful, dreadful, and I said it. Jose's finished. Jose is finished as a manager.
People need to look at Levy. I'm sorry, but why the hell are you hiring Jose? He doesn't fit your club style at all. That was like a terrible decision. Like, yes, it looks good getting a proven winner in, but like it's not worth it if like your whole team doesn't fit how he wants to play. It's just and with Tottenham in the transfer window, it made no sense. Like you should have gone for like a younger coach, similar to Poch, and given him another chance.
I think it's just the fact that they want titles. They heard Jose, they heard titles, and then they try to mix the two together. They are expecting that even if he messes up the entire team, which is anyways in a mess, they will end up getting a title or two. So that is what, maybe even if it is a cup, they want that. They're desperate for those titles, and whether it is a cup or whether it is any damn title that they can get their hands on, that is why all hail Jose.
Yeah, so big up everybody in the chat: Grant, Omar, Liam, Football with Brownie, Joseph from Facebook. I'm not going to pronounce your surname because I'll probably butcher it. So, and all you other guys watching on Facebook. So yeah, big up to everybody in the chat. Do smash a like on this video. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Blind Goon. I really appreciate that. Yeah, just get your comments in. Grant says he can't understand why Chelsea fans didn't rate Willian because he's better than Hudson-Odoi.
They did.
No, he said Pulisic as well, which I'm saying is pretty debatable.
No, see, I am not denying the fact that Pulisic is talented, but Chelsea fans rated him till the time he left them. When a player tells you that I'm going, then all the comments start coming out. I won't disagree with the fact that Arsenal fans started doing it with maybe Robin van Persie, or they were abusing him in other ways, and then they were saying, no, okay, this guy is just a one-season wonder when he went to Manchester United. So it happens, and that is the same thing that is happening with Chelsea fans. They would have wanted him to play in that game against Bayern Munich. They would have wanted him to be. Now that they have lost him and they have lost those games, they will say, we didn't rate Willian. We never rated him.
Yeah, we see now with his performance. Like, I think Chelsea fans are a little what's the word? Ungrateful, because like to have a player like Willian who just gives you steady numbers at his age still. Like, I don't get why you wouldn't be happy to have him in your team. Like, it's a bit ungrateful, and well, I mean, it makes sense coming from Chelsea fans. You just splash the cash whenever they feel like they have a problem. So I guess it makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, it does. See, it does. But the end of the day, the fact of the matter is, if they did not If they not rate him, then why did they play him for 5 to 6 odd years? And why did they cheer for him if they don't rate him? If they didn't rate him, why did he play most of the games last season till he got injured? If they did not rate him, then why did they want him to stay? Why did Lampard want him to stay? Why did the club want him to stay? Why did they offer him an extension, a 2-year extension? Why did they do all those things? Now, because they've signed all these players, they can go on and say that we don't rate Willian, we don't rate him, and all that crap.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all know if they didn't sign the players that they have, they would have been crying over it. The fact that we don't have enough players. We don't have enough players.
Yeah, you know why, Nitish? Because the manager and the club aren't as stupid as the fans, and they know that Willian wasn't the problem. It was the rest. When the rest of the team didn't perform, Willian didn't perform, but he was the easy scapegoat for some reason. It's just like their attack didn't work that day. Blame Willian. It's like, what about everything else? Now just blame Willian.
So Omar's said, let's all rein it in a bit. It was only Fulham. I agree with you. I agree with you, Omar. Like it is only Fulham, but we have to. We can only beat what's in front of us, and we have to praise. Praise a good win. Grant said it as well. The real test is going to come against Liverpool, and I agree. Listen, Liverpool is going to be if we can pull off a result against Liverpool. And let me tell you something. On the basis of the way Liverpool played yesterday, if we can get out their defence, because their defence was absolutely terrible. Like Trent Alexander-Arnold was lucky not to have scored an own goal. Do you know what I mean? Like literally, he was lucky he got away with it a bit there. Do you know what I mean? Like,
he knew it was offside. Daniel, go on.
But come on, like still, you don't. The whistle hadn't have gone yet, so it was a bit of a risk.
A little bit. Yeah, I think it's like you said. There is a bit of reining in, of course, because watching West Brom as well, they were pony against Leicester and just basically sat down and took it and didn't really attack Leicester hardly at all. So I think these clubs are in big trouble. I mean, Fulham and West Brom, they've got their attack looks dead. I mean, they better hope that their clubs can bring in some reinforcements. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I just want to pick up at Brownie said Cardiff should have beaten Fulham in the semi-finals. The fact is they didn't. And if Fulham are this shit now, imagine Cardiff must be even shitter. Jesus Christ. Again, Omar said he wants to see what he's calling it your Liverpool now. So yeah, he wants to see what Arsenal do at Liverpool. But yeah, I agree. And that's it. Like without getting carried away, we have to listen. It was a fantastic performance, and you can only and the reason why I like this performance so much is because for the last 2 seasons, our away record is poor. Our away record, even at these little teams, has been dreadful, absolutely dreadful. And it was nice to actually go to an away ground and take the shackles off and actually play. Because for the last 2 seasons, we've not done that.
I'm very curious to see. I'm very curious to see how you guys do against tougher opposition, though. Like maybe like an Everton, who else? A Burnley, Brighton, the solidified Premier League teams, which are annoying when you go to their stadiums.
Yep. But let's see. See, that is the thing. This is one damn game. Wait for it. Wait for the season to move on.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, appreciate the win for what it is, but let's not get too carried away. But the signs are good. That's what I'm gonna say. The signs are good.
Yeah. And remember the time.
Comment from Facebook here. We need to get consistency. We need to sign Partey and Aouar. I don't think we're going to get both of those, to be honest. I think it's more likely going to be one or the other, if any at all. So yeah, I can't. If we pull off both of them, I'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, I don't think both will happen unless we sell off like 3 to 4 players.
But the point about consistency, yeah, that's it. That's it. We need to see consistency, and this is what's going to be interesting. But yeah, you're right, John. You know, when we play teams like Everton, and I tell you something now, Everton were very good today.
Yeah,
they were very good, but again, they were playing against an awful Spurs side. But having said that, I won't take nothing away from James Rodriguez's performance. He looked pretty decent. Decore again looked pretty decent. Instantly makes them better. And that guy Allen looked pretty decent as well. So yeah, we have to be careful when we come up against teams like Everton, and you know, they could be a real threat. And you know, there's still some time in the transfer window to go, so you never know what could happen. And this is it as well. I want to make this point right now, is that we're still halfway through the transfer window. The transfer window is still open. So what teams we're seeing now is not the finished article from any of the clubs. You know, you could possibly say the team that's under pressure at the moment in this first month is probably Chelsea, because they've spent the most money in the short space of time. So they're really under pressure, and if they don't perform, Jesus Christ, I tell you what, there's going to be mutiny over there, because you know, they've spent the most money. And they've got their targets in before the start of the season. So yeah, if they've got to perform. But I think that this season is going to be a lot closer than what people make it out to be. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be quite surprising. But who knows? Like I say, we have to wait and see on that. It's only week 1 of the Premier League season. So, you know, there's still a long way to go. And don't forget, all the other competitions have not started yet, like the Europa League, the Carabao Cup, the Champions League.
Yeah, I think the Carabao Cup starting this week. Third round, I think, is starting this week, coming up. Between the next, I think it's between the second fixture and the third fixture of the Premier League. Yeah.
Is it not second round?
I looked it up, and
second round, because there's Premier League teams in the second round, isn't there? There's
Premier
League. It's only the ones in Europe. It's only the ones out of Europe. The ones in Europe that. It's only the ones in Europe. Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's only the ones out of the Premier League teams that are not in Europe. I think they go in at the second round.
Yeah, but it's telling me that in Liverpool, who's in Europe, is playing on the 22nd. So that's only like just over a week away. So
yeah,
they're all playing in next midweek.
Yeah.
So that is the third round. Arsenal playing Leicester.
So you know, when you talk about that Liverpool Arsenal game, it's going to be it could be a boring affair, because if you think about it, we have Chelsea, and then we have a Carabao, and then we have you, all in the space of a week, which is going to be it's going to tire us out. So
Klopp is not going to use his first team in the Carabao Cup. It's just going to be you and Chelsea, and then we and you. So it's not going to be.
Alpha Training says Leeds will give Arsenal a good test. Brownie says away teams are benefiting because there's no crowd. Listen, that's the same for everybody, not just away teams. That's home teams as well.
Yep.
And I was reading out someone's comment, Brownie, when he said, "Don't start on Party now." And anyway, if you just got it fucking bugged about Party, mate, I tell you what, you need to get. I tell you what, mate, you need to get a new sauce, because I tell you what, your sauce is like light mayo. It's not like hot sauce. Do you know what I mean? I just want to say this as well. For a Cardiff City fan, Brownie, you're very mouthy, considering you're all the way down there in the Championship. Anyway, let's.
Can't hear you from all the way down there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand Welsh at the best of times, but let alone when you're all the way down there in the Championship.
You were right. You were right about Richarlison though, Daniel. He was pony. Couldn't hit a barn door.
Oh, Richarlison! I tell you, he's overrated. Richarlison is overrated.
He played well, but he finished off his chances. He had one sitter to finish off. If he had finished that off, he had his goal.
Yeah, he reminds me. He's just a B-Tech Neymar.
B-Tech Neymar. He's not even Neymar. He's like he's like the forward version of David Luiz. He's like David Luiz. He's David Luiz with pace.
I know Neymar does a lot more dribbling than Richarlison, but they both can't finish for donkeys.
He's like Oliver Giroud in those 2 months. Those 2 months when we lost the title.
Brownie says, question for us: will the Arsenal board use yesterday's result to cover up the lack of signings? Listen, this is what really frustrates me with Arsenal fans, right? Or
he's not an Arsenal fan.
No, but there are plenty that think like him. So I'm gonna question all Arsenal fans as well as plastic Cardiff fans. But what gets me is that fans think the transfer window is closed, and it's not closed. There's still like 3 weeks to go.
Yeah. You can start fuming after October 5th.
Yeah,
the only thing I would like to add to that is if we keep winning all our games till that point of time, we will probably not get in more players. They'll say, okay, the team looks good, let's continue with this team.
Tyrone says Martinelli's better than Richarlison. Mate, anyone's better than Richarlison. Even my nan's better than Richarlison.
Come on, he's great. He's great, Daniel. Barcelona wanted to spend 90 million on him.
Yeah, a lot of people
he could become from a decent player to a good player, but I don't think Everton is the place for Everton. Not a place.
Header says they will use a Aubameyang contract signing to cover up the lack of new players. But that's the thing. We have got new players. We got Gabriel, we got Willian, and listen, it's still halfway to go. The window closes on the 5th of October.
Yeah.
So we've still got time to go, and it's usually the end of the window. Everywhere goes mad. Everybody goes mad. And what's going to make it difficult as well, this window, is that the window is during the season. Don't forget, normally the window would be finished before the start of the season. So we're doing it during the season, and you never know. Like some team could get, like we could get an injury next week and have to quickly go into the market as well. But listen, Arsenal have made no secret that they are in the transfer market, and it's that we're active. So we have to just be a little bit patient and judge the business once it's happened.
No, I don't understand what these guys are talking about. I don't understand. We have signed 6 players in total. 2 defenders at the start of the window, like before just the open, and at that point we confirmed their contracts. After that we signed Willian. After that we signed Gabriel. We got in George Lewis, who's a kid. Okay, that guy is a kid. 5 number we got is Ceballos on loan. We got 6 players. We got more players than Manchester City. We got more players than Liverpool. We got more players than Manchester United. We got more players than Spurs. We only don't have as many players as Chelsea. So what the hell are these guys hallucinating on? Lack of signings? What are you talking about?
I don't know if you can call Ceballos. I don't know if you can call keep reloading Ceballos a new signing. I think that's I think that maybe pulling it a little bit far. But I agree. You still have signed
and we got Cedric Amari.
Yep. Yeah, you
those
guys
two
have
guys initially.
you guys they can't complain it's lack of signings, or maybe they can complain it's not they don't feel like they're the right signings, but the lack of signings, I don't
But
think so.
is it the wrong signings though? Because Mari, we needed
No, we
Mari,
needed,
we needed defender, we needed a
yeah,
right back in Cedric,
yeah.
we needed Willian because we were missing creativity. We needed Gabriel and another defender. That's for two. We've been crying out for centre backs, and we just bought two. We've now got 8. We've now got 8 centre backs at the club. That's far too many.
And just to add
The only areas that need strengthening is the midfield. So if
That's
we
what I
can
was
get
gonna say, yeah.
if we can get Partey and Awar, or one or the other, that will be a good addition. You know?
Look, if you were to get to the end of the transfer window and you have all these centre backs and you didn't sign a midfielder, would you not swap a centre back for a midfielder? Would you not have? Would you not
not
have liked
really.
to have signed? Would you not like to sign a centre midfielder instead of one of your centre backs?
See, that is the thing. We got Ceballos, who is playing in a role. Where do we play another midfielder? Yes, now it is the thing that we replace Xhaka permanently. That is a long-term thing. And now, if you see any midfielder who will come in, he will have to rotate with either Ceballos or Xhaka. So that also changes a few things around. Now, the other day, Adam was crying that Arsenal didn't get Doherty. Doherty was shit today. And now he will say that now we will say that, okay, good thing we didn't get Doherty, let's see what he does in the upcoming games. But he was crying, don't you think that your club is a disgrace that you got Cedric and you didn't get Doherty? And we saw what Doherty did today. He did absolutely crap. He did nothing.
I wouldn't say he was shit. I would say I think Doherty was Spurs' best player. I mean, he had one of their only shots and nearly scored. I mean, Spurs as a team played terrible. But I think Doherty was the only average player there.
What did I say to you guys, right? And everyone's like, no, you're talking crap. I said Mourinho is going to be the first manager who has his job under threat. And I can tell you that now. And the only reason I say that is because a lot of people are going to go, oh, but David Moyes at West Ham. And listen, West Ham is shit whatever manager they've got in place. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You could get flaming Pep Guardiola in charge of West Ham. It'd still be shit, because it's in their DNA. And I'm sorry if I'm pissing off a load of West Ham fans, but it's the truth. You guys think you're better than you actually are.
Don't worry, Daniel. Their owners will sell their fans to us as well.
Yeah. West Ham are absolute shit. Jesus Christ. What's their blooming song? I'm forever blowing bubbles. What a load of fucking bollocks that is. Why don't you go and blow something else and blow your missus? Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
I have no idea what that song.
It's crap. Yeah. It is bollocks. But anyway, that's my little rant at West Ham. But no, Jose Mourinho is going to be the first one to go. He is, because Tottenham, there's Tottenham fans that think he's the Messiah and he's going to bring them, win them trophies. I told you he's a spent force. Just like Arsene Wenger, him and Arsene Wenger, their style of football, their breed of football is done. It's all about these young, up and coming managers.
Yep, let's see. See, that is the thing. So now, when Doherty didn't perform well, or you are saying he did, some are saying he didn't. I feel that he did not perform as good as he was at Wolves. So, but obviously today is the first game of the season.
Yeah, I never said he performed well. I said he had an okay performance.
Yeah.
But I mean, he didn't perform to his standard at Wolves, no doubt, absolutely.
Yeah. So today, even though it was his first game, he was not that good. And then, irrespective of that, if Bellerin is playing well for us, why are we going to complain? And as I said, we already got 6 players. When you look at the transfer window roundup, whether you get young players or not, I think every player is counted in a transfer window, and that is why we can count 6 players, even though one is a return loan and one is a young talent. But okay, if you don't want to feel that, if you say that George Lewis will not be contributing, I can understand that. There are still 5 players, out of which Gabriel, who played his first game, was man of the match. Willian put in a special performance. He got 3 assists in a goal, which probably Mesut Ozil did last entire season. That was the troll going around. And so we got good business done. And if anyone says that Arsenal hasn't signed enough, then they need to go back in their cave and come back when we are back in 2050 or something. And then we'll probably sign enough when the Kroenkes are gone.
And that's the thing as well. They're just. I stand by what I say. Arsenal fans, there's this section of this fan base that just, people bang on about the club being a mess, but this fan base is a mess. This fan base is fucked. Do you know what I mean? And
apart from Torres and Ake, who has Manchester City signed?
Alpha Training's asked, what's our score prediction for Wolves, Sheffield, Brighton and Chelsea?
I feel Sheffield and Wolves could be a boring game, but either it will be goalless or 1-1 draw.
Okay, so I'm going for. I think Wolves will win 2-1 against Sheffield United, and I think Chelsea will win 4-1 against Brighton.
I think.
I'm gonna be greedy and go on my FBL thing and say 1-0 Sheffield United with a bias there, and and I'm gonna go Brighton Chelsea is gonna be a hammering probably, so I'll probably go I'm gonna go 4. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
JSG Football. I'm not entirely sure what comment you want me to read out. You keep saying read out the last comment.
I'll read it. And before that, I just want to say that I think Chelsea versus Brighton will be more like Liverpool versus Leeds, but it will be like 2-1 or 3-2, a close game, because Brighton is not a promoted side. And he had asked us that if Arsenal sign a midfielder or an additional player, I'm just looking for the comment. Do you think that we'll finish in the top 4 for certain?
It depends. It depends on how consistent we are. It depends on how consistent we are, and it depends on if we can turn a lot of last season's draws into wins this season, because that's what's key for me as well. It's all well and good scoring goals and stuff, but we last season got a lot of draws from winning positions. We were in winning positions and we got a lot of draws. Remember, we were 2-0 up at Watford. We drew that game. 1-0 up at Palace. We drew that game. I'm trying to think. 1-0 up at Sheffield, at home to Sheffield. Drew that game. So that's like 9 points lost right there. We lost to Leicester up at the King Power Stadium. Drew at Wolves. Drew at Palace at home. So do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of draws there. I know there's probably a lot more, but I ain't going to go through the whole of fucking the season. But this is what I'm saying. We need to turn a lot of those into wins this season. And, it is only one game. It's hard to judge it after only one game. Yes, it was a great win yesterday at Fulham. Fantastic win. We played well. But it's too early to say how it's going to pan out. Because let's not forget, we had a great... The only thing I will say is last season, we managed to just scrape a win at Newcastle. But this season, it was more convincing. The performance was there. And, listen, we go into next week. Listen, we'll probably beat West Ham. It'll probably be another 3 or 4-0. And it'll probably be a good performance. But for me, the real test is the game after that, up at Liverpool, and then we can judge where this team is. I think if we can go up to Anfield and get a result, or even come away with a draw, let's not forget that we don't have to win the game to still know where this team is at. If we come out with a draw, considering that the last 3 or 4 seasons we've gone to Anfield, we've got spanked. So if we can even get a draw there and the performance is decent, you can probably say that, this team has progressed. But, we have to wait and see what happens. We have to wait and see. We have to be patient, and we have to, just take it game by game. That's all we can do, is take it game by game, and we just go from there, really.
Yeah, well, what you said about draws last season, Daniel. You guys were drawn for the highest draws in the league with Wolves and Brighton with 14. You had 14 draws last season.
So Grant's saying Chelsea will be 4-0 and Wolves and Sheffield will be 0-0.
I don't know. I don't know
Not
why
bad.
everyone is so confident about Chelsea, because let them at least first play a game and settle into the team.
Exactly.
Let those guys settle in. They don't have Pulisic. They don't have a lot of first team players who are probably injured. I think Giroud is going. So if it is Tammy, then I don't know. Havertz is new. Werner is new. Ziyech is injured. Chilwell will be new.
Big up Chadwick in the comments. He said Willian is a stud. Saka didn't even play.
Yeah, that was kind of okay for me, but I think Daniel will be more frustrated that Saka didn't play because his substitutes won't be playing in the FPL team. But I got Lundstrom coming in, so I am hoping that
I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'm taking a hit on my FPL team because next week I've got to make 2 changes. I've got to take out Saka because he was shite. He didn't even play or didn't do nothing. And then I've got to take out Son. So I'm already going to be a hit at 4 points.
No, it will be 2 because 1 player you can already substitute. But you learned your lesson. Never take Spurs players. Never take Spurs players. Repeat after me.
Yeah, well, Son was decent. Yeah, but come on, Nitesh. You tell people not to take Salah, and he scored a hat trick yesterday.
He scores once in a week, blue moon, and then he goes quiet again for 3 to 4 games. That is how he plays.
But he got a hat trick, and that's where most people have, got their points from.
Yeah, people triple captained him because they had Salah as their team name, so they have to bum Salah every time.
Even Vardy got a couple of goals, and even he got 3 bonus points. So I think even Vardy got 13. So there were many options there. So I took Aubameyang instead of Salah, even though he didn't get as many points. With respect to consistency, I think Aubameyang is better.
Yeah, well, I mean, last season, according to last season, that's true. We'll see if Salah can pick up his form again this season and see how he does. Yeah, you know what he's going to do, Nitesh. He's going to have his off week now, just in time for Arsenal, so he can turn someone inside out and score against you.
The only disappointment was Mane. He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
he had good chances to score. That offside, if it wasn't offside, he would have had a goal. Yeah, so that was the only off thing. Mane didn't do much, even though he played well.
Yeah, Chelsea. We have Chelsea next game. That's going to be tough.
It is. That is going to be it's going to be a entertaining game. Because it's going to be an entertaining game. So yeah, guys, put it in the comments what you thought of the game yesterday against Fulham. Put it in. Let us know your thoughts on the game. I know we kind of massively gone off topic, but actually, it's been a good discussion. But yeah, I think all of us agree that are Arsenal fans that it is one game. It's one game, and we've got to just take it game by game and not get too carried away, because there are bigger tests than Fulham, much bigger tests.
Yeah, and West Ham are probably not going to give you much, as we said earlier. I mean, they're dreadful, yeah.
See, it all depends. Now. Let's see what they can do. If they can turn it around, then I think it will be a close game. But if they don't do anything, then it will be another Fulham in the making. And it helps us. You know why? We have all these teams who are going through a bad phase right now in the initial stage. Like Fulham just got promoted. West Ham is in a bad phase. Then we got Liverpool. Liverpool is also not on fire right now.
Yeah.
So we got all these teams in their bad phase. So we should try to get as many points as possible without dropping anything. And if we are able to do that, and even if they pick up later on, and our games with them are done, so I think we'll be more than happy and we'll have a good tally of points accumulated in the first half of the season.
So Grant said missed most of the game due to work, but saw the highlights, and he said Arsenal looked good. Omar said it was an easy day at the office. We were brilliant. Alpha Training says very easy win. And he says better players. Not sure what he means by that.
Yeah, we had better players than Fulham. As simple as that. They don't match our standards right now. I think the best player many were saying is Mitrovic. He wasn't even starting.
Yeah, do drive the likes up, and if you're new to the channel, please smash the subscribe. Nitesh, do you want to read some of your Facebook comments out? Because there are quite a few from Facebook. So, but I can't pronounce any of their names. So I'll let you read them out because I'll end up butchering them. So.
Sure, and I'll just add one thing. If suppose in the future Arsenal gets a chance of signing Mitrovic, I would take him. If Lacazette is leaving, or we need a striker. He looks a decent player. He was good last time they were in the Premier League as well. He can definitely contribute at least 10 goals a season for us as well. 10 to 15 goals minimum. And if he's doing it at Fulham, he can definitely do at a better club that creates more chances for him.
Yeah, so, I'm in the Callum Wilson fan club, so I'll just be back here.
I wanted Wilson at Arsenal as well. He looked a decent.
I'm not in any. Callum Wilson's better than Mitrovic. Mitrovic is. I don't know why people are so hot for Mitrovic. He's just he does nothing.
Simpy loves him as well, doesn't he?
Even his name sounds like a Serbian pimp. Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean?
The reason is 2 seasons ago when Fulham was in the Premier League, he was one of their best players, apart from Chambers, who got the eventual award. Mitrovic was right up there with the strikers competing every game week for points, and he got assists, he got goals. And unfortunately, Fulham is not the team that where he should be. A lot of people were surprised why he didn't leave Fulham and sign for another club. So if this season I think they go down again, I think he will eventually move from Fulham and he will be signed by a club.
Well, to be fair, Fulham had an easy time of getting into the Premier League. You know, they had an easy game against Cardiff. Yeah, Cardiff are more interested in shagging sheep than playing football. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's led by Brownie, of course.
Okay, let me quickly go through some of the Facebook comments. Moses is saying, please bring Party and OR. He's saying not Armour, but OR. I can understand what you're trying to convey there. And Odom James is saying we need consistency. Please sign Party and OR from Nigeria. Everyone wants those 2 players. Some people still asking me whether Coutinho will come to the club. In personal message, they keep sending, is Coutinho coming? Is Coutinho coming? That deal is long dead, my friends. And what the hell is this name? Wait, Izuchukubu is saying hi. I have no idea whether I got that right. Osagi is saying all the way from Lagos State, Nigeria. Big up to you guys as well. And Facebook comments. Osagi is saying, please bring OR and Party. Same comment again. Hopefully we do. And big up to Rishabh as well in the chat on YouTube. And that is it for Facebook comments. That's that.
I'm gonna shut down Khan because he's still on the Liverpool hate train. You know, I don't know why you're so obsessed, Khan. And as a City fan, calling me a fake fan as well. It's a bit heavy coming from a City fan. It's been like 5 years.
Let's see, wait and watch. Let's see what happens between Chelsea Liverpool. Last season, Chelsea won 2 or 3 out of the 4 games, and 1 game Liverpool won towards the end, if I remember right. 3 games were won by Chelsea, so it could happen. Let's see what happens.
I agree. You know, it's so easy to do the no signings card, but you know, we did win the league just last year. If it was like a year before that, I'd go, okay, you know, we'll probably we will sink down the top 4, but just like people are so dismissive. It's ridiculous.
But in this case, I think if you are saying Liverpool will win, he's been saying Chelsea will win. But the fake fan thing, he's saying I did it. So that doesn't anyways make sense if he did. So fake fan thing doesn't come into picture anyways. So if someone said that shouldn't, like, I mean, it makes no sense calling someone a fake fan.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep quiet.
No, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that because at the start, you remember, I was saying that neither Liverpool nor City will win the league. I've been saying that for quite some time, and a lot of people don't agree with it. So that's okay.
Yeah, we haven't seen City play yet, so we can't really until we see
Exactly. Not
them,
even
we can't
Chelsea.
tell
We
you.
haven't even seen Chelsea
Yeah,
play. If Chelsea end up losing to Brighton for some reason, everyone who's saying Chelsea will win the league will go into their corner and say, "Nah, Chelsea couldn't buy the league. They will have to buy more." So that will be the case. Or they'll say Chelsea needs to get a goalkeeper. Just because we beat Fulham, people give us one more game. If suppose we beat West Ham again 3-0 or 4-0, and we end up scraping a win through against Liverpool, just wait and watch on Twitter. Every Arsenal fan, every Arsenal senseless fan will go that we have beaten Liverpool. Give us the league now. Give us the league now. We're ready to win the league now. That is what will be going on Twitter. If we manage to beat West Ham next, like 2-3-0, and beat Liverpool anyhow at Anfield, I think the game is at Anfield. If we manage to beat Liverpool, Arsenal fans on Twitter, the senseless ones will go, "We are ready to win the league
yeah,
now."
you know it'll happen, Nitesh. Yeah.
I know it will happen. That is why I'm saying it will be crazy. It will be crazy.
I think that doesn't stuff like that start from there, right? It starts from the delusion of thinking you're going to win the league too early on sometimes, and then as the season goes on, you see them stay up there, and then you just start to believe because like you said, especially us as Liverpool fans, we haven't won it for 30 years, so even when you're up there, you still don't believe it's going to happen until you get closer and you start to see that it's impossible for us to lose it anymore.
Don't you remember what happened when the pandemic hit and those guys had made the tattoos if
Yeah,
the league restarted, what would have happened? So
I
don't
know. Yeah,
count it till it is in the hand. Don't say
exactly.
you're winning the league unless you are maybe like on the final game and like you are winning that game. Then say yes, we have won the league. But don't brag about winning the league when you're maybe 10, 20, 30 games away.
I I'm the same. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like there's no benefit in speaking early, is there? Really, you could if it goes wrong, you're just gonna get embarrassed. That's the only difference.
You
Right.
can't. Yeah. Just
So
want to.
I'm gonna.
You can't
Yeah,
even.
carry on.
You can't even predict what is going to happen in the second half of a game. So forget what will happen 20, 30 games later on.
Yeah. Remember, guys, do smash a like on this video. Do hit the subscribe button if you are new. I'm trying to push to 5k subscribers by the end of the season, which is my next target. So yeah, you guys do share this around, and yeah, would really appreciate that. So what I want to ask you guys before we wrap up is, what would you rate Arsenal's performance out of 10 yesterday?
I'm shutting this door down so I can walk into it.
What would you rate Arsenal's performance out of 10? Nitesh?
Uh, maybe somewhere between 7.5 to 8. Okay, 8, maybe an 8. 8. A generous 8, I will say, because there were points there were times in the game when Fulham was playing with the ball really well, and Arsenal was not able to get possession back. And yes, the benefit that we had was that we got 3 good chances. We finished them off. Aubameyang is the X factor for Arsenal always, but Fulham did have some chances, and they were crap in front of goal. They were crap without Mitrovic. I don't know. Mitrovic looked better than what they had before he came on, and I think 8 is a fair rating because it's Fulham. If you give a 9 or a 10, then you are overselling your own club at the end of the day.
Yeah. John, what would you give from a neutral's point of view?
Yeah, I was gonna go 8, but I'm gonna go 7.5. Just gonna shave the 5 off because it's Fulham, basically. I mean, there isn't much else to it. I mean, it was a great performance, but it's Fulham. If like a similar performance, for example, against a higher team, you could maybe give it a 9 out of 10, because again, it's much harder to do such a free-flowing scoring performance like that against a higher in the table team. So yeah.
Yep. And one last thing about that, I just want to add that suppose they had capitalized on that early mistake from Gabriel, it would have been a totally different game. Totally different game. We would have been chasing the game, and
Yeah.
I don't know how the game would have shaped up, but it would have been very different from what actually happened.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna give Arsenal. I'm going for a 6. And and the reason why I'm going lower than you guys is not to cause controversy or anything like that, but taking into the account the opposition we played, and we did play fantastic. I'm not dumbing down the performance in any way, shape, or form, but it is only Fulham. And let's be honest, Fulham were very, very poor, very, very average, and I don't think we can give higher than a 6, because the moment you give higher than a 6 into the 7, 8, 9, 10 category, if we were playing against better opposition, like, fair enough, right? If we'd have put in that performance against Liverpool, then it probably warrant an 8, a 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Because the level of opposition and the threats they posed. Let's be honest here, right? Apart from that one chance, that mistake that by us, Fulham didn't really have nothing. Fulham didn't really have anything, and we controlled the game. And the only reason I'm giving Arsenal a 6 is because this is how we should be performing against the lower teams. So for me, the performance from a club like Arsenal, for where we want to be, that should just be an average performance. If you get what I'm saying by that, if you get what I'm trying to say, that should be like teams like Liverpool. If they gave the same performance against Fulham, they would class that as an average performance, because the level, like Liverpool's a top club, as well as Arsenal want to be a top club and be back there. So this is the kind of performance I expect from a club of our size and stature. So that's why I'm giving them a 6.
I understand what you're saying, but the reason I didn't give them anything less than an 8 is because there were two, three debutants, and Willian was a debutant, Gabriel was a debutant, and we did keep a clean sheet. And the next thing is, even El Neni hasn't played much. He's just back in the team, and I think they looked good. So I think 6 would be a bit harsh, but it's your wish and your choice. But I think, yes, I'm happy with the fact that they also kept a clean sheet, because a lot of people were saying before the game in the preview that, yes, we will score goals, including us. I think I said 4-0, but I think even Daniel said that we may concede 1 goal. So we kept that clean sheet. So I think that is a good thing. That is a positive thing, that we kept the clean sheet as well. So I am happy about that, and that is why I gave a higher 8 rating. If we would have conceded a goal, probably I would have gone with the 7 or a 7.5.
Yeah. Okay, guys, what we'll do is I think we'll wrap up there. Oh, actually, just before we wrap up, what are ratings of people giving it in the chat? Nitesh, do you want to?
I see Osage saying on Facebook, yes, 6 is okay, and he gave 7. Omar is giving 8. Tyrone is giving 8. And anyone else want to rate? Quickly give a rating. And can we give Arteta's rating for yesterday till then, while they give the rating as well, or they may want to join in?
Yeah. Okay, so Arteta, I'm going to give Arteta an 8.
Okay, and guys, Jamie and Live and Breed Football, I think they have given an 8 as well. I think, and Khan has given an 8 as well. I think that is for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is the overall rating. And Omar is saying 9 for Arteta. So yeah, I think
9 for Arteta.
I think I will give Arteta. I don't know. Did he make any serious changes or anything? Like, did he change too many things around for Arteta?
Well, he didn't make any mistakes. Put it that way. He didn't make any mistakes, and
okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say he did anything great.
Yeah.
In terms of substitutions or tactics, because he didn't need to. Like where I judge a manager is when things are going wrong and how you rectify it. And it was pretty straightforward. There was nothing to really warrant his intervention. Like, he set the team up well,
Okay.
and they went in with a game plan.
I think the game plan read as it's Fulham. They're anyway screwed.
So he went, and also I think it was the third goal. The build-up play was fantastic for that goal.
Yeah.
Was it? I think it was was it the third goal or the second goal? I know there was one where we played out from the back and we just broke through Fulham like butter. Do you know what I mean? With the passage of play, like, it was pretty decent.
Definitely wasn't. The second one was a corner, the header. The third one was the Aubameyang goal.
I think it might have been that goal. Yeah, I think it might.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been Auba's goal. Yes. So yeah, he didn't really have to do anything, Arteta. See, now, like, a team against Liverpool, a game against Liverpool, he's going to have to do a lot more because the Liverpool are going to pose so many threats.
Yeah, I think in-game management is going to be a lot more important in that game for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I was going to say, have you guys talked about the Martinez thing? Is that going to be another show? I'm assuming.
Yep.
And I might do that as a debate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of points.
Sorry.
There's lots of points in that, and there's lots of controversy, or not so much controversy, but there's lots of.
It splits opinion, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does split opinion, so I might do that as a separate show tomorrow and have it as a bit of a debate. Do a little bit of a debate.
I was just gonna say that I'm gonna give Arteta an 8-2 because he chose the wrong keeper as the first choice. But before that, you guys started off with that.
Yeah. Okay, guys. What we'll do then is we'll wrap up. So, Nitesh, just tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me on RedTube. No, I mean to say Arsenal FC fans, and yes, and it is going to be now RedTube for all these stupid clubs that were cribbing all this time and saying that Arsenal is this, Arsenal is that, Arsenal is back, and we are going to win some games. I'm not saying where we'll finish right now. That is for another show. But we are back and we look strong. We have started positively. Let's hope that this form can continue. You guys can find me on Arsenal FC fans on Facebook, and on Beyond the Posts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. And do check out some of our latest videos there. Big up to you guys. Thank you so much, Daniel and John and Daniel, for having me on.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure as always. John, just tell everybody where they can find you.
So thanks, Daniel, for having me on. You can find me at Revenant Space FC on YouTube. I'm doing gaming videos on there, and football videos will be coming as I am leaving back home in 10 hours from now, so that'll be exciting to be back there. So thanks everyone for tuning into the show as well, and thanks for having me on, Daniel.
Yeah, no worries. Listen, it's been a pleasure. So there you go, guys. That wraps up the review for this evening. Just remember to keep subscribing here to the Blind Gooner. Please like the content, and please like my page as well, the Blind Gooner, and give me a follow on Twitter, the Blind Gooner. Coming up over the next couple of days, tomorrow I'm going to do a transfer update sometime in the day tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure what the time is. Probably do that around about midday, and then look out for that Martinez debate as well. So that will be. I'll do that as a bit of a debate tomorrow, and then on Tuesday night from 7 p.m. UK time, I'm gonna do that the interaction. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna post the link to StreamYard, so you guys can come on and have your say, or any topics you want to discuss. You can come on and have your say. So I'll probably go for like a couple of hours, from 7 till 9 p.m. depending on how it goes with how many people get involved and stuff. Like I said, I'm just trialing this out, so it may fall completely flat on its face. So if you want to come on, Tuesday will be the time to do it. So look out for that as well. But listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this evening. Listen, we had a great win on Saturday. Still only game 1, so we can't get carried away. And yeah, listen, come on, you Gunners.
Come on.